Okay, this is another prerequisite video, so you should kind of know how to do quadratics already. But this is Algebra 2, so some of you may not be that good at it, but you have to be good at this. You absolutely have to be, in order to do even harder questions in this. So, first thing you need to do is figure out how you're going to solve it. Quadratics is anything with x to the power of 2, so it could look something like this, but it could also look something like this. These are both quadratic equations. So on the graph it looks like a U shape. It could be upside down, right? So what does the solution mean? If this is equal to 0, right, that means it's all points where the quadratic touches 0. So the x values at here, x values at here. So there could be up to 2 solutions. 0 solutions would be like this one or like this one where it doesn't touch 0 at all, right? It goes back up. But it could also have 1 solution. It could look something like this. It could be upside down too, right? It only touches it 1 time. So that's 0 solution, 1 solution, or 2 solutions, right? But how do you solve it? Well, you have to know how to factor it. That's the only way you can solve this. Or, actually no, that's not the only way. You can use a quadratic equation. Minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. This is like last resort though. You don't want to do it this way. To factor, so we have a, b, and c, right? You're going to find two numbers that multiply to c. But these two numbers must also add to b. So you gotta keep in mind the minus sign. So you have to multiply to 6 and then multiply to positive 6 and add to minus 5. So what factors of 6 can you think of? 1 and 6. That wouldn't work because if you add those two you get plus 7, right? So you don't get this middle one. Right, that's 1 and 6, right? Well, is there any other one? Well, you could try minus 1 minus 6. That will also give you 6. But when you add them, you get minus 7. I'll write it here. Minus 7, 7. So these don't work yet. Okay, so there's one other factor pair, which is 2 and 3. Right? So you could do positive 2 and 3. But you could also do, this is a thing many people forget, you could also do minus 2 and minus 3, because that also gives you positive 6. And to get minus 5, you have to use this last 2. Okay, so what do you do with these two numbers? Well, you could do x, so these go in the parentheses, minus 2, x minus 3 is equal to 0. So this is the same thing as this, it's just factor. So to find the solutions though, we have to find x values that'll make this true. If you put in a 2 here, right, this whole thing will become 0, so that works. Or you could put in a 3, that'll also make the second one 0. So these are 2 and 3 are the 2 solutions. So you're basically flipping the signs. So 2 and 3 are the answers. Let's do the second one real quick. So multiply to 4, add to 4. So that's going to be just 2 and 2, right? 4 and 1 wouldn't work because that adds to 5. The minuses won't work because I have a plus in the middle. So x plus 2 and x plus 2 equals 0. Now these two are the same though. So the only solution here is minus 2. There's only one solution. So this is like what this would look like when there's only one solution. It just touches it once. So answer is minus 2. Now let's do this third one real quick. Okay. how do you solve this? Well, you don't have to do all that for these type of problems. These are easier. You just square root it. But here's the thing, you have to remember the plus and minus. That's the most important thing. Plus or minus 4, right? That's an easy question. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's basically it for solving quadratics.